Well, what do you think about Databricks?
Oh, I love it. It's my go-to tool for everything data and AI related. I've been using it for 10 years, and I found that, Databricks is one tool. It's sort of the mainstay of my data engineering toolkit over time.
You have some examples you can talk about that you've seen over the years?
I can definitely speak about the client I'm currently working with. I won't say the name or anything, but like many companies, it's an AWS shop. So everything, it uses every kind of imaginable AWS tool for data engineering. So AWS,
Smart of AWS to do that, no?
I like to think of it as, every time someone makes a call to an AWS Lambda, Jeff Bezos gets 1 penny deposited in his bank account, right? That's kind of how it is. And then, that's one tool and there are hundreds of tools. So you can imagine it's really kind of, so integrated in the business community. On the downside, it's like the fact that there are so many tools and, they're integrated, but sometimes not the best. So an engineer has to also be an AWS cloud engineer to understand where everything is and how everything works together. And I think that's like a kind of a huge barrier. If something goes wrong, let's say I'm trying to run a data pipeline, well, I need to be able to debug it as a developer, right? So where do I go? What do I look at? And you can't really go to an AI, a chatbot, and say, can you figure out why this is failing? Well, it also will go on sort of a wild goose chase and may or may not give you an informative answer.
And how is Databricks different?
Well, Databricks, it sort of centralizes their logs in one place and it gives you a link and you just have to look for, some keywords, like the word error or failure.
Well, what else does Databricks do that gives it an edge over using the many tools that AWS has to offer?
Well, as an example, it has its own built-in SQL engine. It's all part of the Databricks workspace, so you don't have to log into separate pages or anything. Let's say I'm a business analyst. So I'm using a Databricks workspace, so that's just a URL that I can log into, and maybe the engineering team has, access to the same workspace. So I just like go to my, I don't know, Okta authenticator or something, click on the Databricks tile, and it will take me to the appropriate workspace. And when I'm in that workspace, depending on how my permissioning levels are configured, I can open the SQL editor and do my queries, produce dashboards and reports right from the SQL UI.